Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we are going to be creating this soft sparkly bridal look. If this looks like something that you like to watch, stick around and let's dive right into it. If this is the first time you're seeing my video, hi, my name is Vinval and you're most welcome to my channel. Here on this channel, I create hair and makeup related content and vlogs. Please subscribe to my channel to join this awesome family, and also don't forget to turn on your notification to be notified whenever I make a post. I started up with cleaning her face, which is the very important step in makeup application because you need to work with a clean canvas, and this cleanser I used, or rather the micellar water I use, is a micellar water from Nia Beauty Plus. I went ahead to apply my moisturizer from Blossom Makeup Cosmetics. I spread it out all over her face to make sure that the skin absorbs it, and now I'm going in with my mattifying primer from Fairy Gold Cosmetics and I'm applying it all over her face apart from her under eye. Now I'm going to be spraying the face with Kiss Beauty spray from Kiss Beauty to bring everything together, and the foundation I'm working with right now is the foundation from Illegal and Jadris Cosmetics. I love to work with foundations that are very creamy, hence the reason why I mix the two foundation, because Illegal is kind of watery and Jadris is a little bit creamy, so I mix the two of them to get a very creamy texture. It makes blending very easy. And now I'm going in with my blush from my Sunbeam Beauty powder palette. I'm going in with the shade in the middle as shown in the video earlier, and I'm going to be using a brush to spread it out on her cheekbone and use my beauty blender to like smoothen everything out to create a very perfect blend like I am doing in the video. Up next, I'm going to be highlighting her face using concealer from Avon Cosmetics and Art Cosmetics, and the Avon is in number 10 and Art is in number 3 and number 1. I went in with the Avon first, then I went in with the Art in number 3, and now I'm going in with the Art in number 1 and applying it like so to help me like blend it out, starting from the lightest shade to the Avon that is very close to her complexion. And I'm going to be using my beauty blender from Art. I am using it damp, I'm not using it dry. I'm going to be using it to like spread out the concealer all over, like under her eyes, to make sure that it's blended nicely. And now I'm going to be repeating the same process on the other side of the eyes, and I'm going to be blending it out exactly the same way I did on the other part of the eyes. This is what we have, and now I'm going to be mixing all the three shades together, but like having more of the number 1 from Art, because I don't want something too bright in the middle, but I still want to maintain brightness, if that makes sense. So I'm using a brush to spread it out, and now I'm using a beauty blender to like blend out everything to get a very smooth blend. This is what we have so far. Now I'm going to be contouring her nose using foundation a shade darker, to give her nose a snatched look. And the brush I'm using for this process is brush from Bell Cosmetics. I'm just making sure that my hands are straight and my contouring is exactly the way I want it to be. After that, I'm going to be using my beauty blender to further blend everything together, because you want everything to be seamless and blended in properly. You don't want a harsh line. Up next, I'm going to be setting her under eyes using powder from Milani, and before that I'm going to be blending out the creasing that occurred under her eyes, and I'm going to be using the powder and this brush from MS Cure to slightly like set the under eye. I'm not packing a lot of products, I build up, so I will do the same thing to the other side of the eyes, and I'm going to set it as well. After that, I'm going to be setting all over the highlighted areas using the same Milani powder like I'm doing right now, like the forehead, the bridge of her nose, her chin, her cupid bow area, literally where I want like brightness. So I'm just taking my time to set everywhere I want brightness with the Milani powder. And now I'm going to be using this powder from Double Cosmetics in the shade African Queen to set the rest of her face. And the brush I'm using is also this brush from MS Cure. And I'm going to be taking my time to, set the rest of the face, making sure that I'm not like packing a lot of powder on the face. Now I'm going in with this pink blush from the Double Cosmetics powder palette, and I'm picking it very gently. It's very pigmented, so a little goes a long way. Now I'm going to be contouring her nose, like reinforcing my contour using this dark shade from the Sun Moon Beauty powder palette. I'm going to be using this fluffy blending brush for this process, and I'm going to be, making sure that set my nose contour properly. Up next, I'm going to be using these certain powders from Blood Beauty Cosmetics and Blossom Cosmetics, and I'm going to be mixing the two shades together, but I have more of the blot, you know. So I'm going to be mixing it together, and I'm gently baking her under eyes using a beauty blender. I'm using a beauty blender for this application, and I'm making sure that I'm slightly baking. I'm not mounting a lot of pressure under her eyes, and I'm going to be setting her cupid bow area, her chin, and I'm going to be taking it a little bit on her forehead. But the forehead area, I'm not baking much, just a little bit. And now I'm going to use it to like do a reverse contouring on the cheek area, like as seen in the video. I'm just going to be doing it gently. I'm not like doing a lot. And after that, we will now go over to doing the brows. I already prepped the brows, like I've already tamed it down and I've already set it with a powder. What I'm doing right now is to outline the brows using Davy's brow pencil. I have a detailed brow tutorial here on this channel. You can do well to check it out. It's a very, very detailed eyebrow tutorial. So I'm going to be outlining the top brows as well, and I make sure that my pencil is very sharp. My pencil is extremely sharp, because if your pencil is not sharp, your line will be bumpy, and you don't want that. So I make sure that my pencil is very, very sharp so that my line can be precise, slim, and sharp. That's the word. So after that, I'm going to be filling in the brows using this same pencil I use for the outline. But for the outline, I use number 3. But now for the to fill in the brows, I'm using number 18, because I don't want my filling to be as dark as my outline. I love my outline to be more pronounced than my like the shade I use in filling the brows, if that makes sense. So I'm going to be filling the brows using this very, very, you know, short and defined strokes. I'm going with her hair direction. I'm not going against her hair direction for this process. After that, I'm going to be defining her brows using this very flat brush, very flat concealer brush, and I'm using like a concealer 2 shades lighter than her actual complexion, because I want to introduce brightness under her brow bone, but I don't want it to be extremely bright. Yeah, so I'm going to be using this very flat brush, and I'm going to be taking my time to make sure that my outline, or rather my defining, is very precise and on point. And I'm going to be taking my time to do this. I'm going to be tapping it and blending it out as well. Now I'm using half exact foundation shade to blend out the beginning of the brows to help me like blend it into the contour and nose contouring we did earlier. And I'm still going to be using the foundation sheet to blend out the tail. And now I'm using a blending brush to marry everything together and make sure that everything is blended in seamlessly. Yeah. And moving on to the eyes, I'm going to be using this base from Benign Clown White. I have a tutorial on this particular eyeshadow look here on my page on this channel. You can do well to check it out. It's a very detailed eyeshadow tutorial. So, but moving on, I'm spreading out my base. I'm going to be using this dark brown shade from my Arts Makeup eyeshadow palette in the shade Abidjan, and I'm going to be using it to like smoke out my outer V. And I'm using a round blending brush for this process. And now I'll be going in the shade Malibu from the same eyeshadow palette, and I'm using this very small blending brush to spread it out on her eyelid. I'm going to be using a circular motion and make sure that I'm distributing the eyeshadow, this particular eyeshadow shade all over her lid, and I make sure that I'm blending it out seamlessly because I don't want a harsh line. Everything about makeup requires blending. Okay, I'm going in back in the shade Abidjan, and I'm going to be using it to smoke out her lower lash line with this very tiny blending brush. Emphasis on a tiny blending brush because you need a brush that will get the job done. And now I'm going in back with in the shade Malibu. Literally, I'm recreating what I did on the eyelid on the lower lash line. And now I'm going in with a very bright color on the tear ducts area to like give that area a bit of a brightness. And now I'm going in with glitter glue and pigments from Jadris Cosmetics and Just Makeup, and I'm going to be using my fingers to tap in the glue to make it like to get it tacky. And right now I'm using a mixture of the two pigments from Just Makeup, and I'm going to be using a fluffy blending brush to spread out the pigments all over her eyelid. And I'm very light-handed with this. I'm not like pressing it like too much because I want the eyeshadow, the pigment to be sparkly, and if you press it in too much, it will just look flat. So I'm just making sure that my brush is fluffy and I'm not pressing a lot. Now I'm going to be lining her waterline using this dark black pencil from Julie Diamond Cosmetics. I love this particular one because it's so dark, and I love it when my eyes pop. It gives the eyes that pop I need. To line her upper lash line, I'm going in with a gel liner from Younger Beauty Cosmetics. It's one of my favorite gel liner. It's so dark and it gets the job done for me. And I'm going to be using an angled eyeliner brush. It's not really tiny, but it's not big either. I'm going to be using it to outline her upper lash line, and I'm not going to be winging. I'm just going to be connecting the two line at the edges. So now I'm going in with mascara from Zaron Cosmetics to show some love to my lower lash line and my upper lashes as well. It's very important that you use mascara on your lower lashes because I know majority of we makeup artists tend to forget, but me, I always try to remember it at all costs because using mascara on the lower lashes and also on the upper lashes gives this flare in the eye makeup. Now I am going to be fixing her lashes, and the lashes I'm using is from Chair Lashes. It gave this look exactly the pop I needed. Now I'm going to be doing her lips, and for the lips I'm using the Eye Magic lip palette. I posted a detailed tutorial of this lip on my channel. Is the last video that you see before this particular video, so do well to check it out. And yeah, moving on, I'm going to be using the brown from the lip palette, and I'm going to be outlining the lips with the brown shade, and I'm using a tiny lip precise brush for this application, and I'm spreading it out as I'm applying it. I'm going to be outlining the lower lips as well, and I'm making sure that the brown shade is going exactly where I want it. Like, I'm making sure that it's not covering all the lip, and I'm spreading it out a little bit to blend in seamlessly. And I'm going in with these two shades from the same palette. I'm going to be using it to like diffuse the brown, literally, and yeah, to blend in the brown into the lips as seen in the video. And I'm using a tiny blending brush for this process. And now I'm going to be blending it in further, and I'm going in with this soft pink shade from the palette, and I'm going to be using it to like brighten in the lips a little bit, because I'm going for a soft ombre nude lips that is suitable for a bride. And now I'm going in with a cream shade from the same palette, and I'm going to be applying it directly in the middle. I'm not like spreading it out all over the lip. I'm just using it to give the lip a brightness, as I'm doing right now. And while at it, I make sure that I blend my colors. I'm not leaving it there to be patchy. I blend it as I go, and the brush I'm using for this application is very tiny and precise, but it's very fluffy as well. So after that, I'm going to be dusting off all the setting powder I left on her face, and after that I'm going to be spraying her face with this spray from Kiss Beauty. I love how this spray takes out all the powdery effects I have on the face. And now I'm going to be highlighting her face using this highlighter from Bicham Ageless Cosmetics, and I'm going to be using this fluffy highlighter brush from Vika Belt for this application. I'm very light-handed and I build it up. I don't like pack everything at once. And yeah, that's that. I'm also going to be highlighting the center of her forehead, and I'm going to be applying the tip of her nose and a little bit on the bridge. And yeah, that will bring us to the end of this look. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial as much as I enjoyed creating it for you guys. If you do, please give this video a very big thumbs up, comment, and also share to your friends, cause sharing is caring. Please don't forget to subscribe to this channel and also put on your post notification so you'll be notified anytime I make a post. I love you guys, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.